I didn't have a General Hicks, but I had Pat McDonald. I was a 25-year-old, freshly minted master's degree, first year teacher. It's like mid-October. I'm packing up for the day. Mr. Roy, the custodian, comes in. He's sweeping up the room, and I'm, hey, Mr. Roy, how you doing? And he says, Karen, you know, you have a great way with the kids. It's clear you really care about them and that you respect them, but you got to slow down. You are going way too fast. So I go marching into the principal's office. Mr. Roy just critiqued my teaching. And she just leaned back in her chair and looked up at me, and she said, and what did he say? I said, well, he said I had a good way with the kids, but I needed to slow down. And she just put her head down and started writing again. And in that moment, with that one sentence, she completely changed how I viewed what an expert looked like. Because when I really stopped to think about it, Mr. Roy had been in that building for 30 years. He'd seen more good and bad teaching than anybody else. Teachers don't get to see each other teach. He had seen good teaching and bad teaching. And at that moment, I realized, well, number one, he was right. But then Mr. Roy became the expert. He became my mentor. I would go to him when I had problems with Susie. And he would say, well, I've seen it done these different ways. So it was that one sentence, and it completely changed my life about how I viewed feedback, where I think it can come from, and who an expert can look like. So I understand that the power of like the one sentence that somebody gives you that just stops you in your tracks and reorients your thinking. So I thank Pat McDonald. And like you with General Hicks, years later, she and I are great friends. I recounted the story to her. She had no idea. She didn't remember it, not at all. But it was life-changing for me. So thank you for reminding me of Pat McDonald, and I'm going to call her tonight. Now, Becky doesn't know this, but in Colorado, raffle has a very specific legal meaning. This is not a raffle. This is a drawing. So 2 last pieces of business. First, let's put up the slide with the dates for next year's symposium, so you can go ahead and put those in your calendar. Last week in July, July 29th through 31st next year. So mark that calendar. And now for the drawing for $10,000 donation to the nonprofit of your choice. Let's see here. How about Janet McIntyre? For Earthlinks. Yes, yes. See, all of y'all like, yay, Janet. All right, and lastly, Robin Wolf. Is Robin here? Oh, she left. Oh, y'all are like, yay, Robin! Yay, Robin! Yeah, somebody that knows her, tell her. All right, now how about Alicia Howard? Congratulations. So between now and next year, if you can't unfuck it, don't fuck it up worse. See you next year.